As if repeating what has sadly already become a routine, Shoichi and Saya are both waiting for me by the gates when the car pulls up. Even if I insist I don't need help, but insist doubly so on sticking around. By the time we get to the classroom, I have to almost push them off to avoid them heading inside with me. I've only been back to school a few days, and all this tending and babying is already making my head spin. Thank God. I shut the door off behind me. You shut the door off. It's an electronic door. Leaning back against it and breathing out. When did even playing pretend start to feel like I'm holding my breath? Hey, it's June. Thank God. When I close my eyes and look around, I notice the familiar faces of a few of my classmates, at least the ones that care enough to show up early. By the sounds of it, it's a small mob. Granted, class starts in 20 minutes, so maybe we're not that early after all. But most importantly, good morning. I see you staring at me, you know, and I saw you coming inside. And you didn't say anything right away? You waited for me to notice you? Well, you looked like you needed a minute. Did I now? Mm-hmm. Sheesh, am I that obvious? Don't feel bad. It's your shoulders. You carry a lot of tension in them. Yeah, I have no idea what that means. Just sit down. Aye, aye, sir. I diligently do as I'm told, not wanting to upset my new tiger overlord in any way. At least not this early in our relationship. So, you weren't gonna ask if I needed help or anything? Did you need help? No. Then there was no reason for me to ask, was there? That easy? Well, you look like you have a lot on your mind. I can tell that you're not in the best mood, but I'm not gonna prod. You'd tell me if you needed to vent, right? Right. And you don't need me to help you to your seat or anything, do you? No. Then there's no reason to even bring the subject up. In fact, the only reason we're talking about it is because you mentioned it. I was happy to let bygones be bygones. Man, you sure noticed and considered a lot of things in a very short amount of time. Mm-hmm. Oh, no further comment on it, huh? I was kind of expecting some kind of explanation, but it looks like I'm not getting any. Alright then. Sorry, I was taking a moment to listen to the music. It sounds lower than usual for some reason. Like it's a note pitched down. A note pitched down. I don't know. Ever since that trippy out fucking thing that happened earlier in the route, I'm like cognizant of like these things. I'm like, oh geez, what's happening? Anyway, alright then, I'll take the silence as a clue and leave it at that. By the way, you arrived a lot sooner than usual, huh? You usually just barely beat the clock here, if even that. I'm not always late. I'll have you know I can show up to school early too. Can you? Sometimes. What's the occasion? No occasion. I just know when you usually get here, and I kinda wanted to have the company. Besides, it's better to be here and chatting with you than stay at home arguing with my dad for the 8th time this week to try to get him to put on clothes. It can't be that bad. Yes, it can. It can be exactly that bad. Really? What makes it so bad? Okay, imagine you're trying to eat when your dad is walking around naked. Uh-huh. And your breakfast for the day is sausage and eggs. Okay, yep, that'll do it. Case closed, we don't need to talk about this anymore. Knew it. That's... yikes. Remind me to never drop by your place unannounced? Mm-hmm. How long have you been here anyway? Not that long, maybe 10 minutes or so. I'm not that much of an early riser. Not anymore, at least. But you used to be? Back when I still played soccer, yeah. But then again, I used to be way more active in general back then. I'm sorry to hear. Do you miss it? Nah, not that much. Aw, come on, you're gonna start lying to me now? You could tell? That you're trying not to bum me out? Yes. What was it you said? Something, it's your shoulders, and maybe it's your face a little bit. You got kind of scrunchy. I'm not used to people being able to call me out on it. What can I say? I'm sharp. You can't put the wool? It's pull the wool over my eyes that easy. I'm onto you. Carp. What the hell is carp? Forget you heard anything. No way, how could I? I said forget it! Oh man. What am I supposed to do now? He's so cute when he gets all worked up like that. My God, his tail's lashing and everything. No, keep it inside, Rutherford. Don't you dare laugh. You'd only annoy him more if you laugh. Okay. Forget I asked. Now, how about we get back to the question I asked you earlier then, about whether or not you miss soccer. You're not letting it go, huh? Quite astute of you. Fine, I'll talk. Motherfucking light, like, you better talk, June. Swear to God. And we got there eventually. I guess I miss it every now and again. I think I miss the team aspect more than anything. It was nice to be part of a group. But I was completely different. But I was a completely different kid back then. Typo. I doubt any of the kids I knew back then would even recognize me now. We're all pretty different than we were as kids. It's all growing up. Really? Because I somehow have a feeling that Mizuguchi-san isn't all that different. Ooh, tell me more. Okay, you've got a point there, but Saya's the exception, not the rule. Well, she's the exception to most things. I'm enjoying this. I don't think she'd be too happy with you if she heard you say that. Then don't tell her. I guess my silence could be bought. Oh, you guess? For a price. Really? You're charging me now? Hey, they do say if you're good at something, you should never do it for free. And you're good at being silent? I can learn. Doesn't exactly inspire confidence. What am I even paying you for again? My sunny disposition? Yeah. I think I'm taking my business elsewhere. Boo! Again, with the out loud booing, I'm not sure how to do that naturally. The look of total and complete annoyance on June's face makes me laugh for some reason. Try to cover my mouth when I feel it coming so as to avoid annoying him even more, but before I can react, I bellow out loudly. As soon as I catch myself doing it, I have that oh crap moment in my head, thinking that I've just managed to make a ticking time bomb tick even faster, but instead... That's more or less what I like to see. Huh? What? Couldn't tell I was trying to make you laugh from the beginning? Not so sharp now, huh? Oh, you say, oh, you cliche motherfucker, you said, what is it? Cat got your tongue, you sumbitch. Illegal? I declare this illegal. No, you can't. Nah. Kinda brought me down on that one. Nope, pretty sure I'm in the clear. You think you're so smart, don't you? Who, me? Not at all. Good, because right now I can't decide whether you're adorable or just an idiot. I can't decide whether you should live or die. Oh, I don't want to sing that song on this fucking route. Jesus Christ. I just got the song stuck in my head and I was like, ugh. A lot of things can be true at the same time. But no reaction from that? For sure I'd be able to get him all, spinny outy and flustered if I called him that. Huh. What? That's just not how I thought you'd take it. I thought you'd get all flustered and everything if I called you, that. Nah, I'm happy you think so. Wow. Who are you again? Because you keep surprising me with these past few weeks. Come on, don't look at me like that. Is it so weird that I'm taking the compliment? Yes. Hey! There we go. That's more June-like. All's right with the world now. I don't know why, but I have the sudden urge to pinch you. You wouldn't hurt a crippled kid, would you? Why do I bother? Because you are oh so interested in making me laugh. You're nowhere near as funny as you think you are, I can live with that. Tiger groans, grabbing an eraser from his things and throwing it at me. And by throw, I mean uselessly tossing it in my direction, which might have been enough to hurt me if I were an ant, or a very slow fly. Oh, wow, my wounds! They will never heal! Shut up. June and I both share a laugh. I don't know why, but even the silliest things seem to be funny to me when he's the one doing it. Maybe I really have fallen for him harder than I realized. Maybe that's what this is? Though if that's the case, I do have to wonder what all that agony and indecision was for. Feels like a waste now. Once we both stop laughing, we end up staring at each other in silence. I want to fill that silence somehow, but I can't think of the words to say. Granted, my mind has basically been turned to mush over the past few days. If anything, I'm surprised I'm coherent at all. So, June ends up being the one to break the silence, shifting in his chair, straightening himself up and clearing his throat while talking. I don't know why, but the gesture seems oddly amusing to me. I guess I should have led with it, but how are you doing? Huh? What are you talking about? You did ask me that. Like I said, I'm fine right now. Kinda hungry, though. Wish I'd had a bit more for breakfast. No, I don't mean that. I mean, how's your leg? Ooh. I thought you weren't gonna ask if I needed help. Asking how you're doing isn't offering help. It's caring and checking up on you. Relentlessly badgering you for an answer would be a problem, though. I'm only asking because I worry. Whatever your answer is, I'll believe you and leave it at that. Wish more people could be like that. June laughs dryly. However, his laugh sounds oddly hollow. The music seems to have tuned up a bit. See what I mean? It's pitched up now. I don't know when that happened, but I don't know. Trust me, I know what that's like. I wouldn't want to make you deal with that too. Oh, right. I guess you would know, huh? I don't know whether or not in this route we put him through that, or if that counts for points or whatever the hell. But there were multiple options on this route that we were supposed to just let him off without asking him or whatever. I don't know how all that works in this game, so I have no idea. I'm not saying our situations are the same, but yeah. Besides, the tension is kind of palpable. The minute I walked into the room, I noticed how everyone, I imagine, seemed tense and kept sneaking glances at you. Even I felt awkward, and I just walked in. What, they have? Huh? Yeah, they have. You didn't notice? Okay, this is a rare lapse in judgment from June. You'd think he would know not to bring that up. Or at least not to call such drastic attention to him for that. Why would he do that? It seems like something he wouldn't do. For someone who literally has demonstrated such an acute awareness and consideration. That seems to be a really big lapse in judgment. Honestly, looking around to try and figure out what my classmates were doing was the last thing on my mind when I got here. Actually, no, scratch that. Saying it was the last thing on my mind makes it sound like it was on my mind at some point. Not really. Are they still looking? Yep. Like they want to say something but don't know how to approach. You're very perceptive, aren't you? Except in the whole bringing this up to someone who obviously doesn't want to be the center of attention and hates the fact that people are looking thing. Well, this is both trying to show his perceptiveness while also demonstrating his lack of perception at the same time. This is a very strange moment. Because it's showing his perception and his ability to perceive the people staring at him while also showing his lack of perception and the fact that Rutherford doesn't want people staring at him and does not like the fact that people are staring at him, so calling his attention to the people that are staring at him is going to make him feel very uncomfortable about it, and he's doing it very nonchalantly. Very strange. I have pretty good peripheral vision and hearing. Both those things really help. Plus, when you spend years trying to convince people that you're okay and trying to get their attention off yourself, you learn to get really good at observing and redirecting. Yeah, kind of get the feeling I've been on the receiving end of that a handful of times. Sorry. Aha, so I was right. Also, you could have used that as a moment to have some introspection about the fact that you're trying to do the same thing. You literally described doing that in the tub this morning. Yes, that does explain those times when June would randomly change the subject or say something that felt completely out of character. Dear Lord, I know he said he's been putting up a little act, but I didn't realize that he was that good at it. I don't know how to feel about this. How about we get back to the original topic? You're kind of pulling a face right now, and I don't like it. My knee has been getting better, I guess. It's still a huge pain. It hurts if I move too quickly or put too much effort on it. Effort on it? Kind of feels like, I don't know, a fishing hook is tugging at something inside of it. It's really painful and really unpleasant. That does sound unpleasant. Other than that, I've been following the doctor's recommendations. Some light stretching, especially during the bath. The hot water helps soothe the pain, and I can stretch it further than I normally would. Can't quite stretch my leg perfectly straight yet, but I'm getting there. And I should start physical therapy soon, so that helps. Other than that, I've been slowly weaning off the painkillers. I'm a bit mixed on that because the pain has been slowly getting worse, but I also don't feel as groggy. They were making you feel groggy? They were making me feel a lot of things. The first week at the hospital was really rough being on those. I couldn't quite think straight. It felt really peaceful, but also really wrong. At one point, I was pretty convinced I couldn't feel my face. And you usually can feel your face? Actually, now that he mentioned it, that's a good point. I guess I don't really feel my face, do I? What the fuck are y'all talking about? I mean... What are you fucking talking about? What are you talking about? Do you need... What the fuck? Are you okay? You got me touching my face now. I'm like, I feel my face? What the fuck are you... Are you okay? Are you good? Do you need to talk to somebody? Like... What the fuck? If I were to say to you right now, can you feel your face? What's your answer? Your answer is yes. What, in your definition, what does that mean? what does it mean to feel your face? It would be in about you touching your face, not passive feeling, like if you were just to sense your face right now. Okay. So both sensing your face without touching it and then touching it and feeling it. You can do both. Okay, so I am right to feel that this is happening in this game right now is fucking weird. Okay. That's weird. Yeah, that's really weird, but I don't think it's weird for the reason you think it's weird. I guess I don't know how to describe the feeling after all. I guess what Bree said about the person's just dissociating, or you know what? I'm just gonna move on from this because I think this is raising more questions than it's answering them. That's okay. Medication can make you feel all kinds of weird things. Is that something you've dealt with too? I still take meds for my heart, and at one point I was on antidepressants, sedatives, and painkillers. Do you really want to ask me that question? Oh, sorry. June sighs, slowly shaking his head. I can just barely notice his shoulders slightly slumping along with his tail curling around him and on his lap. No, sorry, I'm the one who should apologize. I did promise you I'd tell you the truth. It's just that I'm still embarrassed by it. I get it. Plus, I guess you'd be worried about talking about this kind of thing in public, right? I feel bad that they have to feel so worried about talking about this kind of stuff in public. The problem thing is that there have been many people who did talk about this thing in public and it was used against them, but jeez. Nah, that part I'm fine with. Really good hearing and eyesight, remember? I know for a fact that no one is paying close enough attention to overhear us right now. How does that even work? Tigers have really sharp senses, and I am a ferocious tiger. Fear me, Rawr. Oh my god, did he just go Rawr? Unreal. Made you laugh, didn't I? I'm struggling to keep a straight face right now, that much is for sure. Trying to light the mood up a bit when things get too tense isn't all that bad. I have a habit of doing it a lot. So much so that I do it without even thinking about it sometimes. Like, right now. Sorry. You don't need to apologize. Just don't go Rawr in public again. I don't think I'd be able to keep my composure a second time. And I'd rather not have people look at me like I'm some kind of lunatic when I start laughing uncontrollably. I don't know. When you put it like that, it just makes me want to do it even more. Behave. Aww. Distracted as we were by our conversation, we were both caught by surprise once the bell rings. Or maybe I'm a tad more surprised than June is. I nearly jumped from my seat, which wouldn't have been great for my leg. Calm down, it's just the bell. It took me by surprise. I'll bet. With the door opening barely a minute after the official start of class, June and I were both forced to sit facing forward at the arrival of our teacher. I will say, the conversation did wonders for my mood, though I still don't want to watch class start now. I wish we could keep chatting like this. It's strange. I've known June for a while, but I don't remember our conversations ever feeling quite this refreshing before. It's like he's the only person who treats you nice in your friend group. Is this just from him no longer holding back and showing me more of his true personality? If so, it's kinda nice. Can we damn it. I was really hoping we could skip lunch. Keep it cool. I like the music. The music is nice. Just groove to the music. Everything's gonna be cool. This is gonna be a fun day at lunch. Please be a fun day at lunch. Jesus Christ.